Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Tom. And go look at butterflyfarms.org and make your way down to Encinitas for a great day for the family. And go buy some pesticide-free pollinator plants. And get started, okay? We need you to plant some milkweed and go to bluemonarchproject.com. And please reach out to us, everyone that lives in the area here. Let's do this thing. Let's be sending some butterflies Tom's way, and hopefully they'll be coming back and visit us next spring. And we're going to have lots of beautiful butterflies to look at and lots of beautiful flowers. Hey, I like that. Okay, well, everyone, thanks so much for joining us. I'm your host, Elaine McFadden, and I hope you'll be back here next Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Thanks a lot. Bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. President Trump is reacting to North Korea's latest missile launch.
A missile was launched a little while ago from North Korea. I will only tell you that we will take care of it.
Trump also said it is a situation that the U.S. will handle. The ballistic missile traveled several hundred miles and came down in the Sea of Japan. It was the first North Korean missile launch in about 2 months. Secretary of Defense James Mattis added that the ICBM went higher than before and can threaten everywhere in the world, basically. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi are not interested in a photo op with President Trump.
There are serious issues in front of us. We don't have time to waste. We don't have games to play.
Speaking at the Capitol today, Schumer defended the decision that he and Pelosi made to withdraw from a bipartisan White House meeting. Meanwhile, in a party-line vote, the Senate Budget Committee has moved to the full Senate a major Republican tax bill. Congressman John Conyers is facing more allegations of sexual harassment. Former Conyers Deputy Chief of Staff Deanna Marr tells the Detroit News that her former boss touched her inappropriately and made other unwelcome sexual advances toward her on at least 3 occasions. Conyers' attorney denies the allegations. Senator John McCain says President Trump's choice to politicize an event honoring the Navajo Code Talkers is an insult to their sacrifice. On Twitter, the Arizona Republican commented the Code Talkers helped win World War II with their bravery and skill. Trump again made reference to Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren as Pocahontas yesterday. Americans are finding holiday shopping will fit in the palm of their hands. Lisa Carter reports.
Some people may have finger cramps today. Adobe Insights reports Cyber Monday sales are on track to hit nearly $6.6 billion this season, a nearly 17% increase over last year.
On Wall Street, the Dow surged 256 points today on the potential of tax reform. The S&P 500 gained 26, and the Nasdaq rose 34. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com, or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now. Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, here with Long Beach Lenny and Colonel Bucky. Today's show is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, specializing in startup consulting, sales and marketing, corporate strategy, and investment capital. Visit them at abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876. That's 657-600-1876 for all your business needs. Tell them the circus sent you. All right, and a big thank you for everybody joining us on iHeartRadio and our NBC Sports affiliates from coast to coast, as well as SB Nation right here in Las Vegas. KMZQ 670 The Score. Lenny, what's going on, buddy?
We would also like to say hello to the Voyager satellite that was launched many decades ago, Sal. And if you didn't see it on one of the news networks, that thing is still transmitting data. And, I mean, their technology is so out of date, but yet they're still receiving and sending messages billions and billions of miles. So when you were listening to the circus, you were not only listening to it locally, but you were listening to a global and universal broadcast.
Hey,
there you go.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you, and I got a question for Bucky. You guys can both answer this. So when you walk into your office at work, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to work, I'm going to do my thing, whatever, I've got a good attitude, and you walk in, and it smells like something died in the building. It smells awful, like some horrific food. It's like burnt popcorn in a microwave, that kind of a thing. Doesn't it make you want to turn right around and walk out and say, what the hell just happened in there?
No, most of the time, I'll be looking around to find out if there's any usual suspect that laid out a Scud missile or an air biscuit in the area so I can call them out on and say, what was that?
Well, they might have done that in the microwave here today because I walked in, I was like, oh, my God.
You know what I told him, Lenny? I said, you'll get used to it.
Yeah, of course, because he's used to that stench. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's this guy. But no,
it's not me.
I walked in, and it just smelled god-awful from someone's horrific food. And now I'm sure all those people driving on Pick Your Favorite Freeway, I'm not even going to name them off. You all know who you are. The point is, when you're driving to work, you're thinking you're going to have a good day and all this other crap, and you walk in, and it stinks to high heaven in your building, and you can't get away from it. Imagine that. See, we can't roll the windows down in here.
I bet Eli Manning's saying the same thing in his building.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even, who's this gentleman here?
That is Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Who
has a similar problem, but maybe he doesn't want to roll the windows down. I think he wants to keep the air trapped in there. But that's another discussion. But, Lenny, think about that. You walk into your office, and something really reeks. How do you feel about that? Is there a competition to see who can make it stink worse from a day-to-day basis?
Sometimes in the office area, it's sometimes the people's food. Now, never, ever knocking anyone's ethnicity, but sometimes the people are using some strong kimchi or curry or whatever they're using, and whatever animal that they've selected to barbecue at that particular date and time, yeah, that stench could just, your nose begins to get retracted into your face. You don't even want to be there. And then you're thinking, you eat this at home? you're like, your house smells like that? I don't even want to speak to somebody after they've eaten something like that.
When they
But
walk
you're right,
by
when
you could smell what they ate 12 hours ago because it still hangs on them. And the worst thing is when they bring it in, let's have leftovers, and I bring it to work, and then we drop it in the microwave, then all hell breaks loose with all the senses. It's terrible. So, folks, why are we talking about this? Because it happens to everybody, but nobody wants to say anything about it. So here we are.
Yeah, and there it is.
And then there it is.
Well, Sal, you know that we pride ourselves in knowing our history, being historical, knowing the current and the past. That's important. That is important to know your past. Well, we would like to say a happy birthday. And this is relevant for Colonel Bucky. I know this is going to be dear to his heart, and we'd like for him to speak on this subject, but it's a happy 100th birthday today to the World Book of Encyclopedia. And for all of our listeners out there, our producer, Colonel Bucky, has the actual first printed edition of this at home. 100 years
Did you have the printing plates?
He had the printing plates.
I thought he actually got the plates from it, which made the first edition.
Who was it? Britannica? I think it was Britannica that used to have all the
you have them.
encyclopedias.
You have? What is it?
I did up until about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
So 80 years ago, he got rid of it, so he doesn't remember.
No, I said 8 or 10. I didn't say 80.
I think it was Britannica.
Yeah, I think it was Britannica was the big one.
Right.
The millennials, they have no idea what we're talking about. What's an encyclopedia? Just go to Wikipedia.
Right. Millennial, blah. Doesn't matter. We're talking about a very happy birthday wish to an organization that has put together the world's history for 100 years.
That is really good stuff.
Yeah. And you know what's cool? Is it's not slanted. It's good data. It's just good information. Yeah. So I think that's good.
That's right. It's not fake news whatsoever. I mean, that stuff is the truth, the whole truth, with pictures and references and index cards. You know, another thing, guys, with that particular, this just shows you how much the internet has just stifled everybody's reading actual print. This particular organization, the World Book of Encyclopedia, globally used to have over 10,000 employees up until about 15 years ago. Now it is down to 300. 300 employees.
Imagine that.
They said because of the internet, it is just strangulated. People no longer want to get a book. That's really foreign anymore. I mean,
they went from 10,000 to 300?
To 300 in 15 years.
Wow.
10,000 global employees down to 300.
Wow.
We have 3% of your workforce left.
Well, I mean,
just imagine. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, take a look at newspapers. Yeah. Newspapers are the same thing. You can hardly find, if you do go into a 7-Eleven or whatever and you try to find one, well, they only had 3 to begin with, and if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're not going to find one.
Right. Well,
they only brought 3.
Right, and now the newspapers are charging for subscriptions online so you can look at it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
So the old days of having a newspaper, picking up a paper, well, those have gone bye-bye, just like picking up the encyclopedias.
Right.
Right? They've just about gone bye-bye.
Remember when sports sections used to be so sought after? When someone would have a paper.
That and the comics.
Normally, Yeah, that and the comics. Yeah. People say, hey, are you done with the sports page? No, I'm not done yet. Okay. Hey, I got it after you. And another guy would say, hey, Len, I got it after you. I got the sports page, okay? Man, back in the day, that was something. People reading on the sports page, and now, nothing. You don't get that. If somebody sees a paper somewhere, what are they doing with that thing? They're probably throwing it away or sticking it in a recycle can. Kids don't even pick up a paper to read anymore.
I know. It's ridiculous. I mean, come on. Kids can't even sign their name anymore. They don't even know how to.
They don't even teach cursive writing anymore.
Right. How are they going to learn how to sign their name? Do they just put a drop of blood on there, or how does this work? Because then they can analyze the DNA.
Just print it and put a little curl on each one, on each letter.
Right. But then they have to analyze the DNA because now they have like 23andMe. You guys, you owe us money. But, we can analyze the DNA and find out who signed that.
Pocahontas.
Retinal scanning, maybe? We'll poke your what?
I just said Pocahontas.
Oh, Pocahontas. Sorry.
There's a little political humor there.
Yeah. All right, Lenny, go ahead.
Well, wait, wait till I'm done laughing. All right, now. Okay. So, anyway, what do we got? We got about 40, 50 seconds.
30.
We're going to be coming back. We're going to be coming back after the break. We're going to be hitting a little bit of what's relevant right now in the world of sports. Yes, we've got some things going on in football, college football, and a few other things. So on the side, guys, don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Sports Circus. We will be back after a few short commercial messages and hear what Sal has to say about it all. Don't go anywhere.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Listen to Sports Flash every day on The Score. Up-to-date sports info as it happens. Sports Flash brought to you by New Male Medical, America's #1 men's wellness clinic. Reclaim your youth and vitality today. New Male Medical. Welcome back to the Sports Circus. Colonel Bucky here along with Sal, the Ringmaster. Also over there in Southern California is Long Beach Lenny. Want to welcome everybody back listening to us on iHeartRadio. Of course, all of our NBC sports affiliates across this great nation. And, of course, we're broadcasting from our home base right here in Las Vegas on Las Vegas Boulevard on the Strip, AM 670, The Score, SB Nation. And this segment is brought to you by Black Diamond PR Firm, representing actors, athletes, authors, musicians, and small businesses since 2007. Everything you do, obviously, is public relations. Black Diamond PR Firm, we are your people. Visit them. Go ahead, do it right now, blackdiamondfirm.com. That's blackdiamondfirm.com or call 877-256-3075. And we are officially back.
All right, I'm your Ringmaster Sal, back here with Long Beach Lenny. That was Colonel Bucky, and I believe we have a special guest with us today. And Dwight, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on. How you guys doing?
Awesome. Okay, Dwight, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because, well, for me, all I'm going to do is list off a bunch of accomplishments, and I'd rather have you tell everybody about yourself. They don't know who's coming on, so surprise everybody.
Oh, surprise everybody. Well, I played 16 years. I'm playing 16 years. It's the 16th year of my career. Started off in Indianapolis, 11 years, bounced around for a few teams. Had a crazy situation this year where I was at Seattle, now I'm at Detroit.
All right. Well, guess what? It sounds like you might have a shot to get back to the big game.
No, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited to be. Things have come full circle for me here. I actually started off with Jim Caldwell. He came when I was 18 years old to my house to recruit me to go to Wake Forest, and he promised I would play offense and defense. So imagine now, 20 years later, he's now my coach again from Indianapolis, and now hopefully he can deliver on that promise.
Wow. So, hey, let me ask you real quick. All right, you went to Syracuse, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you went to Syracuse. Did you play? You played with Marlon, did you not?
Absolutely.
What a great guy, huh?
Marlon's a freak of nature.
Marlon's in here every week. He does our NFL report, and Marlon is a very accomplished Jamaican rapper too. Have you ever heard him? You ever heard him break it off?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The man with many talents.
That's the guy. And we're gonna do a piece on him, so he's gonna be able to bring his music. Will bring us back in, so we'll fade into his music. And I've got the guys next door working on it too. We have the number one hip hop station in town, Hot 97.5. So yeah, great talent. So you did play with Marlon over there, and yeah, a freak of nature. But then again, I mean, yourself, 7-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro in 2003, sack leader 2004. But by the way, 125.5 sacks. That's nuts.
Hey, I mean, I've been blessed. I've been put in great situations with great coaches, and for me to have a long career like this, it's only one person to thank, and that's the Lord. Because for me to be out around for this long, you have to have some good things happen to you.
Oh, for sure. So let me ask you real quick on the sacks. Out of the 125.5 sacks, and I take it that's actually before this season started. That's my best guess. So yeah. out of the 125.5, who was your favorite quarterback to sack?
To be honest with you, I don't know if there's one that just sticks out that's like my favorite. I mean, David Carr used to hit all the time. David Carr used to be the starting quarterback for Houston back in the day.
Right.
He came out my draft class. So I think he was the first pick in the 2002 draft. So, to be able to hit a fellow classman as many times as I had in my career, that was always one that I loved playing.
Right. But wasn't there a trash-talking quarterback that you just like to put your head into?
Well, I mean, not many quarterbacks talk trash, to be honest with you. I mean, the only guys who would talk trash for the most part on the field would be like the corners and the receivers. Mm-hmm. Maybe a linebacker and a running back might, or a safety might get into it. Mm-hmm. But usually the closer you are to the ball, the less trash you're talking, because things happen so fast, so you don't have an opportunity to go out and really trash talk. Definitely not the quarterback, though. Other than that, they have 5 guys protecting them.
Right. Well, I mean, look, you played with one of those guys in San Diego 2013 and 14. Now, Phillip Rivers wants to win all the time, of course, but he tends to talk a little bit out there, a little bit of chatter, huh?
Well, yeah, Phillip definitely is one quarterback that does like to talk a little bit, but it's most times he's talking, in a different way. let's just put it this way: if Phillip is talking trash, somebody tried to do a type of hit on him that was either illegal or what have you. So he's more or less telling that guy in only a way that Phillip can tell. Just
right.
Just either stay off of me or keep your whatever it is. He doesn't curse or anything. So his trash talk is the cleanest trash talk I've ever heard. Really?
Yeah. Well, what about? Hold on, Lenny, 1 second. What about the guys that played before you? When you model we all have that role model. Who do we model the game after, right? I mean, for me in baseball, it was a certain guy. And for you in football, who was the guy that you wanted to be when you were a kid?
Yeah, it was hands down Lawrence Taylor. I was a Giants fan growing up, and I was, sitting by that television, every day at 1 o'clock, ready to see Lawrence Taylor get after whoever team he was playing against. I actually cried when he retired. That's how deep of a fan I was of LT. I used to try to find ways to get out of church early.
My buddy Leonard used to play with him. You remember Leonard Marshall? Yeah, Leonard's a good buddy, and I've heard nothing but great things about LT, of course, and I can see how you'd want to model your game after that. Lenny, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Dwight, this is Lenny. By the way, player, you're the one guy, Dwight Lightning, that I would probably take if it had like the throwback video game, and you're the guy that could get around the end on Gene Upshaw. You're the one I would take on Anthony Munoz. And you're one of these, man. That's what I'm saying. But what I want to ask you is this. We talk about this on the Sports Circus a lot. Okay, now this is one of those. Okay, Dwight, this is a safe zone here. Okay, you got nothing but millions of people.
Safe place.
Right.
Nothing but millions of people that love you right now in the circus. All right, so we're in our safe place. What do you feel on them bringing back the celebrations in the end zone? Okay, we're on two sides of the thing. I'm not even going to tell you what side I'm on. I want to hear where you stand on this.
Well, to be honest, I love it. For me as a defensive player, I've always said, if I don't want anybody to celebrate, don't let them score. Okay, so that's one. But then even more importantly, though, the game, it gets back down to the roots. When you see guys celebrating and having fun, the game is made to have fun, and that's why you started playing the game when you was a kid. And hopefully that's why you've continued to play it, because you want to have fun. So this kind of allows the guys to kind of cut it loose, kind of bring that element of having fun. And now it's celebrations with the entire team or whoever's out there on offense, which you've never seen really before. So it's kind of coordinated. So now understand is a touchdown isn't just because the quarterback threw the ball to a certain receiver. It's actually the offensive line who blocked, or on that particular run play, the offensive line who blocked for them. Now you're seeing offensive linemen getting in with the celebrations, which you've never seen before. So it's all about team camaraderie. It's all about having fun, and it's getting away from that whole robot mentality of you can't do this, you can't do that.
That's right. Hey, I want to know something else, too. Since you're a man of faith and so am I, did you ever get a chance, brother, to be able to come face-to-face and get the ear from the Minister of Defense himself, Reggie White? Did you have that opportunity?
Oh, man, I wish I did. That's one guy I would love to meet one day, or I had hopefully met, but obviously he passed way before I even got around. But he was just a beast, man. He was a guy that he was a freak of nature, man. He's a guy who can basically toss a guy twice his size on his behind, and the guy knows it's coming. It's just one thing, to do a move and no one knows it's coming. He does a move where it's a hump move where the offensive line knew it was coming and still couldn't stop.
It's funny. I heard the same story out of a former quarterback, and I asked Jim Everett, and I said, "Hey, Jim, so who was the one guy that you were absolutely terrified to get hit by? Who did you not want to get hit by, no matter what?" And one name came to mind, and he shot it out faster than you could even say your next word, and it was Bruce Smith.
Yeah, and Bruce is a beast. Bruce is a guy who's been around the league, played for 20 years, and I couldn't even imagine playing that long. I don't care. I would have to play until I'm 43 or whatever, and I'm not doing that. But Bruce, he was another guy where he was big, and not only he was big, he was strong and agile and quick. So he had a strange combination of like 3 or 4 things, And another thing is he was a guy that didn't get hurt often, so because of his size and the things that he did, he was able to play 20 years, and to be able to do that at a defensive line position where you're getting hit and it's a minor car crash every single time.
I heard the exact same words. You're right, a car crash.
Yeah. every single time you hit somebody, it's just amazing that he played as long as he did.
So you have 16 years in, correct? You're in your 17th year right now?
I'm in 16 now.
You're in number 16 now.
16.
Well, listen, hey, Dwight, we'd love to keep you around for one more segment if you wouldn't mind sticking around with us. Can you do that?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it'd just be,
right.
because we're going to go to commercial break here in about 30 seconds. I just want to make sure that we keep you on if possible, because there's a lot of things that people want to know about you and what you're involved with outside of football. Maybe you can tell us a little bit what your interests are and how people can get in touch with you and so forth. I think that'd be a good thing. What do you think?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great, folks. So we're going to wrap this segment up, and right now we are with Dwight Freeney, 16 years in the NFL, Super Bowl champion, 7 times a Pro Bowler, etc., etc. We're going to get back to more about him and what's going on with him in his real world today, outside the business world of football, and certainly we're going to be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Attention men and women between the ages of 18 and 65. If you suffer from excessive hair loss, thinning, or balding, write down this important phone number, 702-978-8008. The Doctors of Hair Clinic has medical experts to determine the cause of your hair loss and provide the best solution to help you restore your hair and confidence. Using state-of-the-art FDA-approved technologies, Doctors of Hair can regrow or restore your areas of hair loss, offering cool laser therapy, neograft hair transplant, and platelet-rich plasma. Doctors of Hair will find the right solution for you. No drugs, no linear scarring, no regrets. Call us today at 702-978-8008 and let the compassionate medical experts evaluate you with a free consultation. A natural head of hair is just a phone call away. Call Doctors of Hair, 702-978-8008. That's 702-978-8008. Or visit us online at doctorsofhair.com. Doctors of Hair, your experts in hair restoration.
Sensations presents Diva Day, charity event, Saturday, December 2nd, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Full face makeovers, 30% off store-wide discount, lash extensions, A-list comedian, a silent auction, and exclusive wines donated by Glenn Alex. Tickets available on Eventbrite or in-store. Sensations, 5191 West Charleston in the Red Rock Shopping Center. Sexy, classy, upscale. Sensation.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal here at Long Beach Lenny, Colonel Bucky, and Dwight Freeney, 16-year veteran in the NFL, Super Bowl champion, 7 years in All-Pro, and on. All kinds of great stuff. We're going to hear more about him in just a moment. Folks, this segment is brought to you by the Regenerative Wellness Fund, offering discounts and free procedures for athletes that serve the NFL during an era when medical support and financial stability was not the same as today. Many of those athletes played, and they only made $23,000 a year for their base salary. They played with heart. Unfortunately, they sustained lifelong injuries. That is the definition of love for the game. The Regenerative Wellness Fund already offers free and discounted treatments to hundreds of these athletes. For more information, also, by the way, to military veterans. For more information, give them a call, 866-647-9405. That's 866-647-9405, or visit them at regenerativewellnessfund.org. All right, also a big welcome to everybody listening in on our iHeartRadio channel. Also, NBC Sports affiliates from coast to coast, as well as SB Nation right here in fabulous Las Vegas. Dwight, you're going to have to come out and see us in Las Vegas.
No problem. No problem. I love Las Vegas.
Who doesn't, right? Come on, it's Vegas.
What is there not to like?
Exactly. All right, well, we got a seat ready for you. You can take Marlon's seat, and actually we can fit all of us in here. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Bucky.
It's all good.
All right, yeah, Dwight, I was wondering, obviously 16 years in the NFL, and, of course, you play teams twice a year in your division. You probably had some matchups that maybe some offensive lineman out there gave you fits and maybe you didn't want to see. It was maybe a notch above somebody else. Is there anybody that comes to mind right now?
I mean, the thing is, I played in the era, where I played the Paces and the Walter Jones, and I think the guy I definitely didn't want to see is Jonathan Ogden. I definitely just didn't want to see that guy. He was 6'9". They had him listed at like 330 or 40 pounds, which was a complete lie. He was probably like 390.
My God.
And he was like I don't know. Genetically, he was cheating. I felt like he moved like a bear. He moved like a dancing bear. He was quick. He was strong. The corner never came, and I mean that as I tried to run around him, and I never saw around him, so I had to do other things. So he was definitely a guy that I definitely didn't want to face.
Go ahead there, Lenny.
Oh, all right. Hey, so Dwight, once again, I'm gonna throw you a curveball here. So I'm gonna give you the wish. I'm gonna give you the Willy Wonka golden ticket of defensive linemen right now. There is one thing that you just look in the circus and you say, guys, if I could just get one rule changed, turn it around, I want that rule thrown out so that I don't have to deal with that anymore coming off the end. And that ref is going to hold that flag. Right? You don't have to deal with that anymore. What is it going to be? What are you going to tell him ref, you just keep that flag because that doesn't belong here anymore?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of people are probably going to disagree, but I don't care. Quarterbacks are not defenseless players. Okay? and I'm going to say that, and once I explain it to you, you'll understand what I mean. Okay? When a quarterback throws a pass and a receiver has to catch the ball, the receiver has no chance, he has no option not to catch the ball. It's part of the game, right? So he has to see the ball go into his hands. He's defenseless. He cannot do anything other than catch the ball. That is his job, right? So if a defender comes and tries to knock off his block or what have you, he has no way to get around it. He's pretty much trapped. That's not the case for a quarterback. A quarterback has an option. He has 2 feet. He can run. He can avoid. He actually does drills on a day-to-day basis on avoiding the rush, avoiding the pass rush, doing things of that nature, stepping out the way if he feels pressure. He's not defenseless. He sees everything for the most part coming towards him at all times. He doesn't have to throw that ball right then. He can hold it. He can pump it. He can throw off his back leg. He can do different things to where as though he's not getting hit the same way. It's not a defenseless position. But because the quarterback is always going to be protected, and I get it, they want, the dollars, and it's for viewership. It's all about the quarterback. That is why he's being protected the same way. But there's no way anyone's ever going to convince me that a quarterback is defenseless because he sees everything coming. He makes the decision to throw that pass. He doesn't have to. He has 5 receivers. If a defensive lineman is running at him and he can't make that throw because he thinks he's going to get hit, guess what? Spin out of it, step up, step back, go to your second option. Do what you got to do. That's my view.
I agree with that. I agree.
Me too.
But see, I'm normally the guy, Dwight, that, well, let's face it, I'm the guy that usually pisses everybody off. And it's only because I speak my mind and I say what other people are thinking, but they don't have the nuts to actually say it. Right? And I believe what you said is from the heart. And that's a fair and reasonable statement. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's defenseless means you have no choice. You have to do it, and you're in a position of vulnerability. But the thing is, when you're a quarterback and you're throwing the ball, you already had a rule to protect the quarterback when you're doing that. And that's, after your second step, if you make a third step and you hit the quarterback, then that's roughing the passer.
Right.
All right? But what is all this strike zone stuff and, you can't hit him here, you can't hit him there, you got to hit him above. And I get it. Those things happen, but they don't understand is that from a perspective of defensive lineman, I got a 320, 30, 40-pound guy on my back that I am either wrestling with and he's pushing me and I'm pushing him. We're fighting for our lives here on the offensive line, defensive line. So I'm supposed to be able to control myself as this man is trying to take my head off and pull and be able to hit the quarterback in the perfect place, like he's a standing statue and not in a moving target. Sometimes I get pushed and I lose my balance, which happens because I'm trying hard to get there. And sometimes I hit the quarterback lower than his knees. Unfortunately, it sucks for him, but it sucks for me. I don't want to be hitting him down low. I want to actually hit him right in the middle of his chest. That's where I would prefer to hit him, but it doesn't happen always that way. It's defensive linemen don't get protected that way. If I'm a defensive lineman and I'm running down the line of scrimmage, an offensive lineman who is twice the size of me or 100 pounds heavier than me can take his body and throw himself at my knee, okay, to execute a cut block. Why is that okay for a defensive lineman to get hit on his knee when he's not even worrying about him and I'm worrying about the ball carrier, and it's not okay for the quarterback to get hit below his knee?
So, all right, well, let me ask you this. I don't know. It's not fair for somebody who's just trying to go get the ball. It's funny, Marlon used to say that. He's been telling us the whole time, go get the ball, Marlon. And so if the quarterback's got the ball and you're gonna hit the quarterback, well, you're not going to try to hurt him. You're just going to try to drill him. You're going to try to hit him legally, right? And if you get pushed into him, what are you supposed to do?
You try to hit. The game is about controlled violence. And the thing is, they try to make it as pretty and, rosy or whatever you want to call it. It's possible, but it's a game that is about controlled violence. And my job is to hit a guy with the ball as hard as I can hit him, to dislodge the ball so my team gets the ball. Okay? And that's what you want to do.
Right.
So sometimes in the act, somebody may get hurt. You're not trying to hurt the guy, but if he gets hurt in the process of you trying your hardest, you shouldn't be penalized for that.
Absolutely.
So all this unnecessary roughness and all this, some of those things are just part of the game, Right.
So, hey, Dwight, we have about a minute left in this segment, and I know you've got to run. Is there anything that you want to promote? Is there any business or cause, or what are you working on in your spare time right now?
Oh, I'm involved actually, and I found a great product out there. It's called True Eagle. It's a soft drink. It's like it's kind of like a Red Bull type of drink. But the special thing about this product is that they give 5% of their gross profits to veterans trying to get jobs, when they come back from being overseas and fighting for our country. So, it's a great cause. It's sometimes, those veterans, when they come back, they have a hard time finding jobs and just needing help in general. So this is one product out there that I found that they actually give back. This is not net profit, this is gross 5% of what they're going to make. back to those veterans.
Very nice. All right, in the last 30 seconds, how do people follow you? How can they find you besides watching the television on the Detroit Lions?
Oh, well, I'm definitely on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Those guys can find me there. I'm honestly new to that world. I'm actually really old school. So for me, it's kind of like, I'm more like, if I don't have to do it, I won't. But now, obviously, I do know it's so important now, to kind of put yourself out there. So, yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm definitely there, and I try to post something, every week just to kind of get connected with my fans.
All right. Hey, listen, Dwight, pleasure having you on. And, of course, we're going to have Marlon on tomorrow. Maybe you want to call in and give him a little crap tomorrow. That'll be fun. Anyway, he comes on every Wednesday, and he's on typically at the top of the second hour, so we'd love to have you back. Folks, that was Dwight Freeney, 16-year veteran, Super Bowl champion currently with the Detroit Lions. And, wow, what a superstar and a great person. And he's also doing some great things for the military vets. Folks, we're going to be back here in just a few minutes on the Sports Circus. Don't go anywhere. A lot more to come. Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
Diamondback Land Surveying is your one-stop shop for all your professional and technical land surveying needs. They'll provide everything you need for your next site. No job is too big or too small for Diamondback Land Surveying. Whether you're building a block wall or mapping the next Taj Mahal, Diamondback Land Surveying does it all. Call them today at 823-DBLS. That's 823-3257. Or check them out at diamondbacklandsurveying.com. 823-3257.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal here at Long Beach Lenny. Bucky's on his way out to Bucky's Bowling Bonanza. All right, and in fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to let Bucky give himself a strike here just because we can. And there it goes. All right, buddy, you know what to do. You got it. 600. I'll see you next time. Okay, folks, this segment is brought to you by the Sports Circus. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Make sure you like us on Twitter. You follow us on Twitter. And also, Lenny's got a couple pages, too.
That's right. I've got one on Facebook. That's Lenny Adkins, Adkins. And on Twitter, it is Long Beach Lenny with the number 4 at the end of it.
All right. That sounds good. And we'll give you a round of applause for that. And, hey, folks, thanks for joining us on iHeartRadio, also our NBC Sports affiliates from coast to coast, as well as SB Nation right here in fabulous Las Vegas. KMZQ 670, The Score. Hey, you know, it was nice having Dwight Freeney on the show in the last couple segments. You know, not every day that you get a guy right in the middle of a playoff race, and it's 16 years in the NFL, and he's still out there doing it. He's got a Super Bowl under his belt, 7-time Pro Bowler on top of it. he's just a good guy and helping a good cause with the vets, too, with his energy drink.
That is really, really great. What a good interview. Just very candid, very real. Didn't skirt anything. Didn't back down from it.
Nah.
I like that.
Well, and he'll come back, too. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back. And, in fact, I'd love for him to come back when Marlon's on. You know, Marlon's going to be back tomorrow as he does his regular NFL segment. That would be Marlon Greenwood, 8-year linebacker from the National Football League, 4 with the Dolphins, 4 with the Texans, also 4-year starter at Syracuse and a teammate of Dwight Freeney. So, you know, he did a really good job, and I appreciate Marlon, you know, making sure he takes care of everything for us too. Marlon's a good guy, and you know, Marlon's pretty talented in the musical business, like we were mentioning.
He is pretty talented, Sal. By the way, I'm pretty disappointed with one thing with you coming out of the break. Is that, come on, you know, with Bucky giving him a strike on the sound effect.
I didn't give him a strike. He gave himself a strike.
We need to do the Charlie Brown thing where you kind of where he tries to kick the football and gets it yanked away. You know.
Oh, that one?
There you go. Yes, the gutter ball.
Right. There just happened to be, no pins falling.
Perfect.
No pins falling. But anyway, yeah, that was good stuff, and we're going to bring him back. And in fact, you know, on Thursday, we're going to have a really fun segment, and that's going to be, we're going to have our NHL report with Colin Fraser, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, and we're bringing on one of his former referees, Paul Dvorsky. Now, that ought to be fun. So now we'll have the player that was sort of the antagonizer, the guy to get under your skin, and the guy who would break up the skirmishes. Now, that's going to be exciting.
That's going to be great. I mean, because you'd love to hear that. You can hear all you want. You know that a player's not going to out himself for doing something outrageous, you know, but the ref's going to call him out. So I'd love to be able to ask that referee. So really, give us the real Colin Fraser out there on the ice. What did he do? How was he really? You know that a player, you know, Sal, they're not going to say, yeah, I was this, I was that. I shouldn't have been this, I shouldn't have been that. Not at all. Not when you've hoisted the cup 3 times, baby. You're not going to say anything, you know, it's going to put a smudge on your image. Not whatsoever.
Well, what was funny was when I talked to Paul and I said, hey, I'm going to bring you on the same day that we do our NHL report. He goes, oh, cool. Who's doing your NHL report? I said, Colin Fraser. He goes, oh, Colin, huh? It was one of those things, you know, you couldn't miss it. And you almost know that there was something there that it's like he wanted to say, but he didn't say. So we're going to find out just how cozy the conversations were between them. And I'm sure Colin is a non-confrontational kind of guy. But then again, the referees will know everything, and they'll tell you everything. Because remember, he was 26 years in the NHL. And he did 197 Stanley Cup playoff games. Two separate Olympics. I mean, the guy's been around. So he has heard it all. And I'm going to be very interested to find out what his input is when it comes to certain players in the NHL. The trash talkers, the cheap shot artists. That's going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to Thursday.
Sal, here's something. We definitely need to go over this story here. I'm going to read it to you. You know the player. You're very familiar with who this guy is. So, story reads real quick. A Massachusetts appeals court has dismissed a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the widow of former Major League pitcher Mark the Bird Fidrich. Court's records show that the 54-year-old died of asphyxiation in 2009 after his clothing became tangled in a spinning piece of a dump truck he was working on. The court ruled unanimously Monday the companies did provide warning safe labels to the equipment with no design effects. The court panel said that the companies had no legal responsibility to warn any more dangerous warning stickers after Fidrich had passed away. And his past wife had filed this lawsuit way back in 2012, and it finally came back. No deal, no extra money for you for this. And I'm thinking, Sal, I mean, I know that you have a legal mind too. 5 years? Was this worth 5 years? I mean, he died in 2009, but 5 years that you've had this lawsuit going on? I mean, when is enough? I mean, to keep appealing something, and you come up with nothing. Nothing, Sal.
Well, look, there's a statute of limitations on things, too. But what I'm thinking is, was he working on a dump truck or a garbage truck? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, that's what the story says, that he was working on a dump truck. So, but it had to be something small. Spinning piece of a dump truck that he was working on. I mean, you know, it says here the manufacturers of it, you know, unanimously decided, the court, that he had enough warning labels on the equipment to warrant danger. And
danger, Will Robinson.
Exactly. Well, if you're working on something, Sal, and it's spinning, it almost reminds me of, you know, those old shows where somebody gets too close to something that's spinning and they're wearing this long tie, and you can almost see it coming. It's going to get sucked in there, and the guy can't get his tie out, and he's choking.
Right, that's right out of a cartoon. All right, so here's the thing. Loyal listener Lisa just sent me a message saying that the OSHA rules on it are you're not supposed to wear loose clothing in that kind of a situation. And so, therefore, the warning label plus understanding how to operate this machinery is probably the reason it got thrown out.
And I'm glad that you said OSHA, because the Raider fans are saying, what does the ocean have to do anything with loose clothing?
Right.
Okay? But we do have an ocean story, Sal. We do have an ocean story here from SoCal. Man is badly bitten by a shark while spearfishing off of the California beach. And Sal, you said that you're pretty familiar with the beach that he was bitten at.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that was the beach right in front of the golf course at Pebble Beach. Now, I'd been in that water before, and there's a lot of seals in the water over there. Now, folks, if you're a surfer, if you just love going to the ocean and getting knocked around in the waves, whether it's body surfing or boogie boarding or whatever it is, or if you're regular surfing, the fact is, if you see seals in the water, you have to leave the water. When there's seals in the water, the sharks go after the seals. Now, sharks only see in shades of darkness. They don't see in color like primates do. So you have an issue. And the problem is, when you're on a board, let's just say you're on a surfboard and you're paddling out, well, that translucent image that is seen at the top of the water looks like it could be a seal. And so a lot of people are attacked by sharks, not because the sharks are looking to eat people, it's just because they're looking to eat seals. And so in this particular location, Lenny, that beach is loaded with seals. And I remember distinctly being in that water, 1997. I'll never forget it. It was a very, very hot day, but I saw that there were 4 or 5 seals very close to me, and man, I hightailed it out of the water. And guess what? It couldn't have been but 3 or 4 minutes later, one of them was dragged down almost in the blink of an eye. You're like, what just happened? And sure enough, shark attack.
And Sal, I just got a text message from a listener here, Tommy, and he said, Sal just used the word primate, and I didn't know that monkeys could surf.
It wasn't about that. It was about vision.
All right. Well, no, I'm just saying. Okay, so we have to clear that up. I don't know if Tommy's a Raider fan. Tommy, you'd have to text back. But that's pretty
well, look,
pretty
if
funny.
Tommy has your number, chances are Tommy is not a Raiders fan.
No, man. I got some Raider fans. You know, that we got a good love-hate relationship.
Well, that's a personal problem.
As long as I'm buying the brew. But, yeah, Sal, when you look at that, I'm glad that you explained that as far as with wetsuits and seals and, you know, anytime that they're around. A lot of people may not know that. They're just like, oh, hey, look, I'm surfing. Hey, come here, little seal. Oh!
Well, not only that, Lenny, but it's the reflective. If your board is reflected. Let's say you have a lot of decals on the bottom of your board, and some of those are, real shiny, metallic type looking plastic, whatever, right? You have those decals on, they're reflective, and they bring attention, right? And you don't want that attention. You don't want the sharks to be looking up there when they're reflecting. Hell no. I mean, look, I've been surfing since I was 14, and I know you have probably longer than I have on top of it. So you and I both know seals in the water, get out. Also, don't make a lot of attention to yourself in that water either. Do your thing and get the hell out. We're going to get out of here in just a few moments here. So, folks, make sure that you switch over to thesportscircus.com, click the Listen Live link. That'll put you right back here to KMZQ 670 The Score, our SB Nation affiliate right here in Las Vegas. And, folks, we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go